Okay. We're rolling. Coach Joan just going to give an opening statement about the game.
Opening statement. We were just so thrilled to be here to play the number 12 team in the country. And I thought we came out on fire. I was so happy to almost beat them in the first game. So we had a fantastic start, and the big thing too was the finish. We were down by so much, and then the team just kept playing and their hearts out, doing what they've been doing all season long, coming from behind. We never had a doubt that we can win, and so they just keep pushing. And so I'm just so proud of this team for first getting to the LEC, winning the LEC championship. We've been there 5 times, and we finally do it with this team that's so young and new. So it's a fantastic experience to win the LEC championship and get here to the NCAAs with this special group of young ladies, and to give Ithaca a run for their money. Yeah, so we are very proud of today's performance and happy, and just build upon our future as well. So we've been here, and I know that you're all leaving the program, but I think you paved the way for future athletes that come my way, and hopefully we get some really good recruits from this too, which would be great.
Coach Tara from Ithaca was nothing but positive about you guys and the program that you guys, especially being such a young roster. But talk about that youth, and really didn't show it today. They're just all full of energy, exactly what you said. The fans are great. So just talk about the program as a whole and how proud you are to build to where it's at now.
Well, we had one returning starter this year, and so it was definitely rebuilding. We had no clue what the season was going to bring. I thought the LEC coaches were very kind to us, putting us 4th place in the poll. And it's like, okay, everybody's got all these returning players. We have one. And so we just really didn't know what was going to happen. We started out down in Virginia Beach, and we came out of that 2-2, which is the same way we come out almost every year we go down there. And then we were 2-4, and it's like, okay, let's see. We're going to see what the season's all about. But we really didn't know. We just were building for the future. And then all of a sudden we went on a 10-game win streak. And we really started to believe, we are the underdogs. Every single match we went into, we knew we're the underdogs. We just have to have fun. It was fun and focused, steady, consistent. We had our little mottos. But our big motto on the back of our shirts was "Prove It." And it was something that we just carried with us, and it was very meaningful all season. And we really wanted to prove that we could do it. And then after that 10-game win streak, I think it really got into us that we really could prove it, and we really could go someplace. And when we knocked off West Con, over there, and East Con, and before you know it, we have a chance at first in the conference. And it was like, how does that happen? And of course, we go into the Boston game, and we're like, we could be first, but it gave us a different mindset. All of a sudden, there was pressure, we could be first, and we fell apart. But that set us up. All right, so the other game that conference game was Keene, and Keene we did not play well because it was our first conference match with this young new team. And so you just saw the tightness, and so then all of a sudden now it's tournament time, and it's revenge tour. So who do we have to face? We have to face Keene, who we lost to in the regular season. Then we have to face UMass Boston, who we lost in the regular season. And so we were pretty excited about the revenge tour. And sure enough, we got Keene, and then sure enough, somehow we got Boston, which was in 3, which was awesome. And then, Dartmouth, we had beat them in the regular season, which was an amazing victory because they should have, in their minds, should have won it all. But we beat them, and so it couldn't have been a revenge tour, but I reminded the team, okay, that we lost them twice in a row in the championship. So we're still on the revenge tour, and they got all excited. And so it was great to be in Dartmouth and beat Dartmouth there. So the season was just, when we say prove it, we really did prove it. And with a young group, and I shouldn't say young because we have a lot of experience here, and obviously Ella has brought us to a whole new level. When you get a Endicott player, also SNU, Division II player comes into our program, it's really helps us. She did it all. She was number 1 in the country for triple doubles. It's very helpful. And just a shout out to Ella. I knew Ella when she was in the 7th grade. She came to my summer camp. That's how we first met. And she's been not only a camper, but she's been a counselor all the way through all these years. And every Mother's Day, I can guarantee that Ella will reach out to me wishing me a happy Mother's Day. And so we had this connection for many, many years since she was a young girl starting her passion for volleyball. And when she ever said, "I want to play for you, Coach," I'm like, all right. And we could tell the story of last year, but we're not. We're going to keep that to ourselves. So, and I do. I they're all my daughters, and I love them all. And we have a loving, caring environment. but we're also very structured and disciplined at the same time. And this is my 50th year coaching. I turned 70 this year, and we got to the NCAAs, so we're very happy about it. A lot of things happening. Yeah, and the score with Dartmouth was 20-25 in the year 2025, which was the third set. So a lot of things lined up in a fun way.
Chris, you want to ask the players questions?
Sure. Ella, just talk about coming into a new program and, kind of as Coach Forge talked about, you were kind of the glue that sparked everybody. So talk about how that experience you thought coming into this new program played out.
So full transparency, I was pretty nervous coming into the season as like an upperclassman because it's like always a different dynamic like coming in as a freshman. Whereas like I've had, my own experience for the past 3 years, so it's, bringing like a different perspective in, and I wasn't sure how like that was going to be dynamic wise. But like these two especially just like really gave me like the confidence and like the space to lead, like how I know to lead. And like the team just like, we're just like all like so receptive to everything I had to say and like the perspective that I brought from the beginning, which was like so awesome. And then obviously like Coach and the coaching staff were just like excited to have a new perspective as well. But I couldn't be more grateful for the experiences that I've had this year and like the space that I've had to be a leader on a new team, and just like on a team with like so much support from day one has just been amazing.
Thanks, Ronnie. So, and this is really for both of you, two DSs, liberos, you guys kind of interchanged throughout the season depending on what was working and how lineups matched up, but you guys had some pretty big shoes to fill with Michaela graduating last year, but I would say our defense looked even better than a year ago. Just talk about how your journey into this, transitioning into libero and going back and forth, and then how you felt the floor defense played throughout the year to get us to this point.
I think I was kind of nervous. I never been a very vocal person, and I always been working on my, being louder, especially being a defense like player. You have to be like very loud and kind of like lead in that like department. And I knew I was not that person. With my other DSs, I think they really like helped me to get out of my shell. And my mentality was like, if the ball is up, like do everything you can do to like follow the ball. And I think that's the mentality that I have since day one. And as I say, I think it's just because of my team and how supportive they are.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from the DSs that had graduated in the past. I think like having defense is one of our strengths on this team really helped us this year. And we have 3 starter DSs, and I think all of us kind of have our different strengths that we bring out to the courts. Like I'm very vocal, but Ronnie's kind of like do or die, like put her body to the test, and like but we both have like skills in like serve and like at a system setting. So everything, like Coach always says, it starts with defense. So I definitely like I'm happy to be here, and I got to play outside for a rotation today. So I don't know, defense. It starts with defense, and I think like there's even bigger shoes to fill next year.
Last question for me. I noticed throughout the tournament on match point, when we clinched match point, that you guys like to dive into the floor, into the huddle, and get celebrated with. Where did that come from? And how did that start?
I mean, I don't know. I think UMass Dartmouth has a really like slippery floor, and it's really nice to dive on. And I think like in our position, we're always really close to the ground, so like we celebrate. We go down to the ground and we like slide on our belly.
I think it's also like a reaction of like kind of like disbelief, like oh my god, like we got the job done and we're moving to like the following like game. So I think it was just more like oh my god, we just won. And then I think against UMass Dartmouth, in that like match point, I think it kind of like, it took me a minute and I dove and I was like, oh my god, won! So I think it's just more the reaction of like, oh my god, like we did it.
I want to give a shout out just to the perseverance of the two of you. You have sat behind the defense from last year for 2 years. You have sat behind that defense for 3 years. That's behind Ava Rodriguez and Michaela Marucci. And you've learned from them and you've grown from them. And instead of dropping out of the program, you stayed with it until you had your moment. And your moment, you seized it because you did what they couldn't, and that's get to the NCAAs. But you're like poster child for perseverance and not giving up when you're not, playing. And still, you keep working hard, and your day will come. So I kudos to these two defensive players for their years that they put in until they finally got their opportunity. And look where you brought us.
Well said.
All set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.